So welcome back to this channel once again, and this video will tell you about how you can pass multiple occurrence data structure from one ILE program to another ILE program through a prototype call. Okay, so basically you will be calling another ILE program using a procedure prototype call. Okay, so there you are going to pass a multiple occurrence data structure as an parameter. So how we can do that, how we can pass a multiple occurrence data structure, and how we can receive, okay, and how will we going to process that, and how we will be populating that multiple occurrence data structure, you will see in this video. So basically you will be seeing how you are going to pass a multiple occurrence data structure from one ILE program to another ILE program using a prototype call. And the other advantage to you with this video is you will be learning about the multiple occurrence data structure. Okay, so let's see an example. Work member PDM. Okay, so here you are seeing this example, ILE PGM29 and ILE PGM29A. So this program is a calling program and this is the caller. Okay, so basically from this program we are passing the multiple occurrence data structure. So you can see that if we define a DS like this, having subfields field 1, 2 and 3, and here I defined occurs as 5. So using occurs on a DS means that this is a multiple occurrence data structure. So the occurrences are 5 defined here. So I can so the 5 occurrences can occur here on this data structure. Okay, so we can basically populate, pass or process 5 occurrences of this data structure. So I qualified this using the qualified keyword because I need to populate the subfields like this syntax. Okay, so ds1.fld1. so for doing that I need to qualify this DS. Okay, now you can see this is the procedure prototype method. So basically I am calling this program ILE PGM29A, okay, which is another program. So I'll be calling this using the procedure prototype call method. Okay, so here you are seeing the procedure name, which is a long name, so I use the ellipsis. Okay, passing multiple occurrence data structure, and you can see the parameter, it is accepting one parameter. So this is just for compiler use and for documentation purpose. So this does not signify me that I define DS2. Okay, DS2 is nothing in this program, only DS1 exists. Okay, this is not a definition, this is just for documentation. Okay, so I'm just using this. I'm not because as we know that this is optional, either I can give the name here or I may not. But in case of data structures or these multiple occurrence data structure, we need to give the name because we are using either like DS or like keyword. So I am using the like keyword to define this. Okay, so this is basically based on this multiple occurrence data structure. Okay, now how I'll be going to populate that multiple occurrence data structure is using this percentile occur opcode. So this will basically set the next occurrence of that data structure. So I'm setting the next used occurrence of that data structure to 1. So now I can populate the first occurrence subfields. So I'm populating ds1.fld1, fld2, fld3 like this. So this will be populated the first occurrence, and then at the second occurrence, third, fourth and fifth, so on. So all the occurrences are now populated. So current occurrence is now fifth. Okay, I need to pass that multiple occurrence to the calling program, which is called through this procedure prototype method, prototype call. Okay, this will call ILE PGM29A program. So I'm calling this procedure, which is internally indirectly calling the program ILE PGM29A. Okay, I'm passing the multiple occurrence data structure DS1. So what I'm doing is so first thing, which is the most important, is we need to set the percentile occur DS1 to first position. So we need to set the first occurrence, then we will be passing the multiple occurrence data structure, because setting the first occurrence will point to the address which will be storing that multiple occurrence data structure. Okay, now what I'll be doing is I'll be creating the module for this. Just compile this and create a program ILE PGM 29. Okay, ILE PGM 29. So the program is also created. Now I'll create that another program which is receiving that input parameter as in multiple occurrence data structure. Okay, so you can see this is the procedure main procedure entry parameter list here. So I remove the p list and star entry p list and I use prpi for that main procedure. Okay, so basically I am accepting the entry parameter list here. Okay, and this is just a prototype which is internally calling this. Okay, which is actually calling this program only. So this program main procedure. Okay, so you can see I'm accepting ds2. Okay, so ds2 which is basically based which is like ds1. Okay, so I defined ds1 here. So ds1 is same as the multiple occurrence data structure of occurs 5 qualified and the same fields which are coming from that program. Okay, so like ds1 ds2. Now here you can see that I'm defining ds2. I have defined ds1 and ds2 is same as ds1. Okay, so I am accepting the value in ds2. Okay, now you can see that I have defined one more ds3 because I use the like keyword to, so basically I am using call by reference method. So we will whatever value we are getting, basically we are getting an address. Okay, in programs one program only can pass an address to another program, not a value. It seems us to a value is passed, but internally an address is passed. Okay, so now the thing is whatever value whatever I have received in ds2 is like ds1, that is multiple occurrence data structure. I'll be defining the same ds3 same as ds1. Okay, so what I'm going to do is what I'm going to change is only basing, including a basing pointer. So I'm basing this ds3 multiple occurrence data structure on a pointer only. Just this is the only difference which I'm going to do. Okay, so this is the multiple occurrence data structure and this is the multiple occurrence data structure based on a pointer, as you can see, based on pointer ptr. So ptr is defined here as a pointer variable and I have taken I input variable I variable which is for processing the loop. Okay, now just see. So we will be accepting that multiple occurrence data structure values in ds2. Okay, so what I'm going to do is there in that program you have passed the first occurrence. Okay, you have set the first occurrence, then pass the multiple occurrence data structure. So now what you need to do, you have to pass that address to this pointer. Okay, now you have passed the address of ds2 since you received the values in ds2. So you pass the address of ds2 into the pointer. So in case you are not going to use pointer, you won't be able to implement this. So you must have to use the pointer concept here. Okay, so you need to pass that address because you received the address of the starting values of the first occurrence, because there if you see you have set the first occurrence here, you set the first occurrence, then pass the data multiple occurrence data structure. Okay, so in case if you are not going to use this pointer and you are directly going to process ds2, you won't be able to process all the occurrences. You will only be able to process only one occurrence at that time. So you need to get the address of that and then you can process all the occurrences. Okay, So whenever you are passing the whole multiple occurrence data structure, you need to set the first occurrence in the calling program, and then you have to pass that data structure through a call, multiple occurrence data structure through a call, and then you can receive like this, and you can do like this. You will need to define a same multiple occurrence data structure based on some pointer, and then whatever you are receiving here, you will be passing the address of that pi parameter into the pointer. Okay, now the address is stored in this pointer variable, and this pointer variable is basically based upon this. So this multiple occurrence data structure is based upon this pointer. Now I can process ds3 with all the occurrences. So I have to process 5 occurrences, so I'll be setting the loop for I equals to 1 to 5 and for, and what I'm going to do is I need to process all the occurrences. So the for processing the first occurrence, I need to set that occurrence, then I can only process, either set the values to that or process the value or read the values from that. Okay, so I'm setting the occurrence of ds3 here because I'm passing the address of ds2 into the pointer, and that pointer is based upon ds3. Okay, that which is the multiple occurrence data structure. So I'm passing the first occurrence at the first time, so I'm displaying the values which are coming from that program at the first occurrence. Okay, or on that address, and then I'm again setting the occurrence to 2, then I'm passing the I'm processing for second occurrence. So using this way, you are processing the third, fourth and fifth, so on all the occurrences. So using the pointer coins concept, you can implement this thing. You can pass a multiple occurrence data structure from one ILE program to another ILE program using that prototype call method. So you need to compile this also. So first thing is to create the module in ILE. Okay, then I need to create the program P29A and 29A. Now I need to debug this program. Okay, strdbg ILE pgm29 *yes. So here this video will going to tell you about many things. Percentile occurs, multiple occurrence data structure. Okay, so how you'll be populating that, how you'll be reading that, how you'll be passing that, how you will be receiving that, and then processing that. So these are the things which you learned in this video. So first set the breakpoint at line number 1, call ILE pgm29. Okay, now we are in the calling program currently. If I look F11, just do F11, there is no data in the multiple occurrence data structure. Now what I'm doing, I'm setting the occurrence as 1. So at the first occurrence, you can see these values are populated. Eval ds1. Okay, so this is showing me the first occurrence. Now the second occurrence is set, and it will populate the second occurrence. Sorry. So the second occurrence. This is the third occurrence which we have processed. Now third occurrence has been passed. Now processing the fourth occurrence. So this was showing the fourth occurrence because fourth occurrence was set. Okay, fourth occurrence, fifth occurrence. Now the current occurrence set is fifth. So what I have to do now, I have populated all the occurrences of that multiple occurrence data structure with some values. Means I have populated the subfields of that ds on multiple occurrences. Okay, and then I reach to the last occurrence. Okay, the fifth occurrence. So I need to pass the whole ds, whole multiple ds. So for that purpose, what I will be doing, because I defined this like, okay, then what I need to do is first thing is to set the occurrence at the 1 again. Okay, so once you set the occurrence at ds1 of ds1 at 1, so you know that at occurrence of ds1 first occurrence, you have populated this. So basically you are passing the value to that calling program the first occurrence. Okay, but since whenever we are passing the values, we know that the OS internally basically deals with the addresses, so it will pass that address, starting address, from where these values are started. Okay, so then we will be handling that using pointer. So let F10 and call this. So if you look at so here you will receive that DS1 in DS2. Okay, so if you look at eval DS1, you will find nothing. Okay, but if you look at DS2, okay, you can see this. But here in this case you are not showing all the references as I told you, because you have set the first occurrence, you have passed that, and now you receive that in DS2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass that address which is holding that value, okay, to this pointer variable. You can see this like some garbage value showing, but this is not a garbage value. This is a numeric value whose representation is shown like this to us. So this is the correct value which we are receiving. So we will be seeing that whatever we are printing here, displaying here using this. Okay, let's just do F10. So you can see that now pointer is populated with the address. So this is the address. Okay, so if I look at the length, sorry, the value at that pointer address, okay, that address which pointer is holding. So what I need to do is just go up. You will see that 5 10 2. So basically this is 17 and 5 yeah, 5 occurrences are there, so 85 length would be 85. So I'm setting the length as 85. So I'll be seeing all the values, all the data. Okay, key 1 value 1, then this is the numeric value which is not showing correctly here. Okay, but it will be displayed correctly. Key 2 value 2, key 3 value 3, key 4 value 4, and like this. Okay, just do one thing. So you have passed the pointer. So this pointer is basically based upon this or you can say that this multiple occurrence data structure is based upon this pointer variable PTR. So that PTR is holding the address of what you received in the PI. Okay, this DS2. Now you can see it's 2F5. So for I equals to 1 to 10, so I'm setting the first occurrence. Okay, so I'm setting the first occurrence, so I'm populating till address length 17. You can see the result. Setting the second occurrence, so you will be seeing the values on the second occurrence. Setting the third occurrence, so you can see key 3 value 3 and this one. Setting the fourth occurrence, okay, key 4 value 4. Setting the fifth occurrence, key 5 value 5 and 5. Okay, so return to the program. So you can see that how this works. Okay, so if I call without debug, you can see the result. Key 1 value 1 1, key 2 value 2 2, key 3 value 3 3, key 4 value 4 4, key 5 value 5 5. So how this concept of passing the multiple occurrence data structure works, you have seen that. So here the twist is to use that pointer. So basically we are passing the address. Okay, basically we are passing the value as we can see, but we are receiving an address. In terms of OS, if we talk about the OS, so whatever we are doing, we are passing anything, we think that this is value which is passing. No, internally OS will pass an address to another program. OS only can pass an address to a program, but things which shows to us, it's just a value. Okay, we might think that we are passing this value, but basically OS internally handles that. It passes addresses and locate the values at that addresses internally during the calls or during the passing the parameters things. So what I did, whatever I received, I passed the address of that to a pointer, and then I process that pointer multiple occurrence data structure which is based on that pointer. So I'll be able to process all the occurrences of that multiple occurrence data structure. So you have learned many things in this video. I think that's all which I want to show in this video. So thank you and have a nice time.